Hello.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome, one and all. It is Friday night. It is now here. Finally, the conclusion, the end, the moment this whole thing has been building up to. This is the finale of Revenge of the Mafia. But, as we saw at the end of last week, the show was infested with werewolves. So, presenting to you tonight, Extreme Improv Revenge, Mafia versus Werewolves. So, audience, you may notice that the show looks a little bit different today, and that's because the rules were changed when the werewolves invaded last week. There's going to be a lot of things different today, so you're going to have to pay close attention. But basically, this is our long-form social deduction improv show, where someone on the screen who you are seeing currently will soon find out that they are a mafia hitman, and they will try to kill anyone and everyone who gets in their way. But someone on the screen here will also find out that they are actually a werewolf, and they too will try to rip and scrape and scratch their way through everyone in the village unless they can be stopped. Now, this being Werewolves versus Mafia, for the quick history lesson, this show did start off as Revenge of the Werewolf. It was taken over by the Mafia, but now the werewolves want it back. The way this show will come to a conclusion, and we will find out who reigns victorious over them all, is at the bottom of the screen, you will see there is a scoreboard. And on this scoreboard, there are 3 contenders. There is the Mafia, and they have a 0 next to them. They have humans, and they have a 0 next to them, or civilians, I guess. And then there are the werewolves with a 0. Throughout the show, we will tally up who gets the most kills. Either the humans, the werewolves, or the Mafia. Now, in the case of the werewolves and the Mafia, they will score a point if they kill a human. Whereas if a human kills a fellow human who is innocent, they will get minus a point. The round will end when either a werewolf or the hitman are killed. So, with this, let's meet everyone who is on today's show. Would we please introduce yourselves to the people? Burger King George IV.
Hello and welcome. My name is Burger King George IV. I am the best one so far. I must apologise. My realm appears to be caught in some sort of merger of reality, as it were. So just ignore whatever's going on back there. It's really not important.
Okay, next up we need to meet Dr. Stinglehorn. Please introduce yourself to the people.
I'm Dr. Stinglehorn. I am a psychiatrist, and I'm responsible for the mental health of this town, and I take it very seriously, okay? So, watch out.
Okay, next up we are going to meet Miss Candy Stevens. Say hello to the people.
Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Candy Stevens. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a kindergarten teacher here at the local, little school and everything. But when I'm not working full time as a teacher, I also have to work as a waitress all night. So I just don't ever sleep or anything like that. But you gotta pay bills somehow.
Okay, thank you very much. Next up, we are going to meet Sir Ramalingam Swami. Say hello to the people.
Hello everybody. It is nice to be here. I am Sir Ramalingam Swami. It begins with a Ra. It has to have the Ramalingam Swami, and I appreciate people using my full name. And I am also the newspaper editor of this town, and I deliver all the breaking news. So it is my duty to provide unfiltered, raw news, and which is not fake news.
Well, thank you very much, Sir Ramalingam Swami. Next up, Granny Smith.
Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm Granny Smith, and I'm the local old lady. I shout at children and annoy everyone with my boring stories, but I am a very happy old lady, and I always make people laugh. Oh, Greg, thank you so much. You're so lovely, Greg. It's my husband, Gregory, who's the best.
Okay. Well, thank you, Greg, for that input. Next up, Mafioso.
Hello, I am Mafioso. I am a local woodcutter, or lumberjack as one might say, and I am just a normal person in village.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Muffled Oso. Next up, Poponoki.
Hey everybody, it is I, Poponoki. I am here again. Thank you. I am a wooden boy. Yes, I'm a magic wooden boy. And since the last time I was here, I got married. Do you want to meet my wife?
Yeah.
Here is my wife. She is an olive wood bowl. I got her at Trader Joe's, and I am in love with her. Oh, I dropped her. Oh dear.
Okay, next up, we're going to meet Memes the Butler.
Yes, hello, I'm Memes the Butler, currently on my annual skiing holiday. I used to be the butler to that Dr. Stinglehorn, but I've had enough of his weirdo behaviour.
What?
Weirdo.
Okay, next up, we need to meet John Clayton.
Howdy, my name's John Clayton, the man with no middle name. I used to be a former outlaw, now I'm a bounty hunter. Well, people will accept me because I've turned over a new leaf.
Oh, I love bounties, coconutty. Next up, Duff.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Duff here, man. Just out here riding the waves, chasing the endless summer every day, man. Hang loose.
Okay, and I believe, lastly, Rude Boy.
Yo, what's up? My name is Root Boy. I'm a high school dropout tattoo artist. All this is mine. And you want a tattoo, too? You come see me, yeah?
Okay, so thank you very much there. So, audience, let me just clue you in a tiny bit more. If you are new to the world of Revenge of the Mafia, Revenge of the Werewolf, now you have met our suspects. On the right-hand side of the screen, you will see a list of the suspects. And currently, you can see the numbers next to them. So, each of them have got a number, and throughout the show, at various points, I will roll a dice, and it will decide what happens to them, and who will, to begin with, become our hitman, and who will become our werewolf. So, what is going to happen now is I am going to start a short scene, which will be a 1 minute getting to know each other scene. During this time, I will roll this dice, and I will let the werewolf and the hitman know who they are using the private Zoom chat. Now, I will just say this to all of our villagers tonight. Make sure you only message 0 Don Wolfenstein, which is me. Otherwise, you may reveal your identity to others. The audience, you will not be able to see the Zoom chat. That is just for these guys. But with this, guys, get to know each other.
Hello, everybody.
Everyone.
Hello, my loyal subjects.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
What's happening, yo?
How is everybody?
I'm well, my dear. I'm so well. I've been kept very well in this house.
Oh, that's good. You know, I was worried that you were needing, you know, me to come by and check on you. It's just you don't pay me enough.
I don't pay you at all, Miss
You
Stevens.
really don't. You don't pay me at all.
No, but you're such a sweetheart. I'll bring in fruit cake at the next faculty meeting.
Okay, I do enjoy them.
Yo, Granny, I've got your tattoo ready when you want to come down.
Oh, that's not for me, darling. That's for my nephew. He's a lovely boy, my nephew.
Oh, I was just confused because, you know, the genitalia with "this ain't mine" written on it kind of confused me, you know?
No, that's for my nephew. It's not for me.
You want to put a chain on him in one of those, is he?
A chain? Not from my dungeon.
Speaking of which, Granny, why do you not let me into house anymore?
Because you peed on my primroses!
Oh, it was not my fault. I needed to go.
Not cool, dude.
You peed all over my lovely garden. I worked 50 years on that garden. And you come in with 5 seconds and you...
Okay, that is the end of this period of getting to know each other. Now, audience, were you paying close attention to all of our suspects? Because not one, but two of them just found out that they have the killer instinct. One of them I let know that they are a werewolf. Someone else I let know that they are the hitman. Now, from this point on, they will do whatever they can to avoid detection, and they will try to kill as many of the others as they can. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a round of this will only end when a werewolf and the hitman are dead. Otherwise, it will continue on. It doesn't matter how many civilians get killed along the way, be it by the hands of the werewolf or the hitman, or by each other. But this is how they will score points. It will only come to an end of a round once a werewolf or a hitman have scored a point. So, with this... oh, hang on a second, guys. I've got a little bit of news to share. I don't know if someone's playing a sick joke on us, but like as we all gathered in here just to like talk, and people were like coming in, we're about to go inside because there's a storm brewing, as we can all see. I heard some like voice whispering like little pig, let me on in. And I don't think that's really very nice with the potential of there being werewolves out there. So with this, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to roll this dice. And we have number 2. Who is my number 2? Popo. Everyone else has gathered inside to get safety, but with the storm outside, Popo has been left out in the cold. You will now have 30 seconds between all of you to decide if we are going to leave Popo out to die. You may potentially be killing off a werewolf, or you may potentially be killing off a hitman, or you may be killing someone innocent. Either way, this is a chance to take someone out. 30 seconds on the clock. You must decide. Majority vote, begin.
Popo's a child. He's a child. I can't let him stay outside. He needs to come in the house.
A woman can use the husband.
He's not even human. Let him die.
No, he's a little boy.
I'm a little boy.
Will someone think of the children?
I said,
Are we letting him into this castle or no?
we need someone to put on the fire.
I need an answer from you. Who's making the decision?
All right, look, put your hands in the air if you don't care.
A decision now, or we're leaving him outside?
Let's leave. I want to bring him in the house.
So we're leaving him out.
Bring the subject to me.
Okay, I heard enough people say to bring him inside. So with that, you have welcomed Popo Noki in. There was a chance to potentially. It was a chance to. Yes, it was a chance to potentially get rid of someone if they may have been competition, if they may have potentially been a werewolf or a hitman. But you've decided, with the goodness of your human nature, to let Popo Noki in.
I didn't.
With
I
this,
owe all of you. I do not owe Dr. Dinkleberry, no.
with
I only
this,
wanted him in so that we could have something
guys,
on the fire.
quiet down. There's a lot of us tonight. There will be a lot of penalties if people are being too rowdy. Because we are certain, after months and months of werewolf and hitman attacks on the towns, in the village, that we really need to take things seriously tonight, guys. Because otherwise, there's going to be innocent blood on hands. There will now be a 1 minute period on the clock. And during this time, it is the night phase. Everyone needs to let me know what their intentions are during this time. Everyone needs to let me know their intentions during this time. Everyone starts with $10,000 of protection money. If you wish to protect yourself, you write protect me and then a number from 1 to 10 to tell me what level of protection money you want and how much of your protection money you're willing to spend. The more you spend, the more protected you are. If you don't want to spend it, you could risk just chancing the night, hoping that a werewolf or the hitman will not try to attack you. Or you could try to gain more money by stealing from someone else. This is what the options are if you are a civilian. If you are the werewolf or you are the hitman, you have two choices. Either steal from someone or you can kill someone. You have 1 minute on the clock. Let me know your intentions. Begin. Put it into the chat, guys, and I will once again just remind our audience what's happening here. Everyone now is using the Zoom chat to let me know what their intentions are. If they are the werewolf or the hitman, their ultimate goal is to kill the other one, because this is werewolves versus the mafia. If they kill someone else, then they score a point regardless. But with this, let's see what we've got. 29 seconds gone on the clock. And lots of things are happening. Yeah, feel free to chat amongst yourselves.
Tea would be delicious.
What happens if the mafia and the werewolf kill each other simultaneously?
You will find out. You are quite muffled, mafioso. I will just let you know that.
Sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Okay.
No? Okay.
Okay, and that is the end of that timer. And so we have some news to share. I just need to check to make sure that I am correct in what this investigation is showing. And what I can say... Oh, this is very interesting. This is very interesting stuff. I just need to confirm it just because we have a lot going on here. And let's see. So, I have some news to share. First of all, we definitely do... I felt we were right after what happened last week, but we definitely do have werewolves in the town, and we definitely do have a hitman still among us. And I can unfortunately say that there are 2 deaths.
Oh no.
Firstly, Memes the butler. You are dead. Do you have anything to say from beyond the grave using my psychic ability? Do you have a sense of who would have tried to kill you?
I have to suspect my former employer, Dr. Stinglehorn.
Okay, so Dr. Stinglehorn, you have been suspected here. And as you can see on the side of the screen where it's got everyone listed, Memes is now highlighted in red just to help you audience keep track that Memes is dead. Now, Memes, you are dead, but that unfortunately is not all that we have to share here. I have some more sad news to share. Miss Candy Stevens, you are also dead.
Okay.
Do you have a sense of who it was that tried to kill you?
Part of me thinks that it might have been, I think it was also the doctor. He was mad that I wanted to bring in the little boy.
Okay. So we have 2 deaths, but now because we have 2 killers, we must check in with the dead from beyond the grave. Memes, the butler, can you confirm to us, are you a mafioso or are you a werewolf? Or are you neither? Are you one of them?
I am neither.
You are neither. So an innocent man has been killed. Memes is dead. So now, Miss Candy Stevens, we will come to you. And I will ask you, can you confirm, are you either are you one of the killers, basically? Mafioso or werewolf?
Oh, yeah, I'm a werewolf.
Oh! So, with that straight away, a werewolf is dead and the mafia score a point. The mafia score a point. Now, what this means is that we will continue on, and whether or not another werewolf will emerge into the next round or not, we will find out. But for now, there is an opportunity for our civilians, or potentially whoever the mafioso still around is, to try and score another point. So with this, we will go round and everyone will get to ask one other person one question in the hunt to try and find the remaining mafia person. So Poponoki, do you have a question for someone, please?
I want to ask a question to Dr. Dinkelhofer.
That is not my name.
I am not very good at pronouncing things. I apologize for not knowing your name, Dr. Stinkelhofer. Okay, here's my question now. You kind of have hair of maybe your old kind of werewolf, or maybe you look like a murderer of some kind. If you were going to kill anyone, I'm just going to ask you now to not kill me.
Okay, do you have a response to that, Dr. Stinglehorn? Horn?
Yeah, Stinglehorn. I don't like the accusation implicit in his comment.
Okay. Do you have a question for someone? Burger King George the Fourth.
I have a question for Granny Smith. Wake up! I have a question for you. So,
Yeah, hello.
So, is your passion for the garden strong enough to kill?
I would like to make this very clear, King George. I would never murder anybody. I'm a pacifist. I go to church every Sunday, and I'm currently still in mourning for the dear sweet teacher from the school. I just wonder about the children.
Okay. Mafioso, who's your question for, please?
Yes, John Clayton. What do you like to do in the town?
I would like to check out the new bounties. If there's any outlaws out there, then if this price is right, I would go for them.
Okay. John, who is your question for, please?
I have a question for Granny.
Hello.
I heard of an old woman once who lured children into her house and she cooked them to cure cancer or something. So are you a coon like her?
You need to speak up, darling. I can't hear you.
Are you some sort of witchcraft-loving old coon?
Oh, well, I did dabble in a bit of fortune telling in the past because I do have a nice set of crystal balls.
Okay. Granny Smith, do you have a question for someone?
Oh, yes, I have a question for Popo Nocky.
Yeah, so what? Go ask her your question.
I will ask you a question because you're a very handsome person.
And good choice of hats.
Are your strings holding you down?
You mean is it like a psychological metaphor? Yes?
Okay. Duff, who is your question for?
Yeah, I'd like to ask Rude Boy, what's your most popular original tattoo?
So my original tattoo is of a tiger head, and then with its mouth open, and then inside the mouth is another predator coming out of that mouth. So it's like an Inception thing, you know. So it's like a tiger, and there's like a shark coming out the tiger, and it's like a lion coming out the tiger, like crocodile. You know what I mean? It's a predator on predator type thing.
Yeah, that's far out. Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Sir Ramalingam Swami, please, who is your question for?
Thank you for asking me. My question will be for Rude Boy as well. As you know, you are surrounded by a lot of painful machinery to cause all the tattoos. So my question to you is, would you use the same machinery to cause a lot of pain and hurt to other people, which is related to killing?
Yo, I don't know what you just said to me. You said it so quick, but something about machinery. Tattoo artists, we have the needles. It causes pain. You cannot get a tattoo without it being painful. But in terms of using that for anything else, man, look, I am a massive wuss, okay? So I do my tattoo, I go home, I have a coffee, and then I sit and watch Casualty most of the night.
Okay. Who is your... Oh, God, people have jumbled. Miss Candy Stevens, who is your question for from Beyond the Grave?
I have a question for Duff.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about all these deaths and murders and stuff?
It's such a bummer, man. It's really killing the vibe, you know? It's
I know.
so sad. Like, I feel so bad for you. I just met you and you're gone.
Well,
My vibe was ultimately killed.
yeah, to be fair, she was a werewolf, so she would have killed any of you. I forget who hasn't asked a question yet. Rude Boy. Rude Boy, and then Stinglehorn.
Thanks, Wolverstein. I have a question for Swami.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
am I saying right? Yo,
I appreciate my full name. I need Ramalingam Swami, please.
I like it. I'm not gonna try and pronounce it. Okay. Would you kill someone who is trying to turn a new leaf on their life and just try to have a better all-round perception on things? Would you kill someone when they're already down?
I would never do something like that because it is against my culture, it is against my personal principle, and I will never do that. Anybody. Never, ever.
Okay.
I'll give you a discount on your tattoo.
So, Dr. Stinglehorn, who's your question for, please?
Sir Ramalingam Swami.
Thank you, doctor. Only you understand my love.
Oh, I feel now I can't be. Are you the killer?
Well, how could I be? I was just trying to find out who the killer is because I want to print the news in my newspaper today. And I have no news yet.
Okay. So with this, we have a few comments from the audience. Let's have a look what we've got. First of all, awesome cosplay, guys and girls. This is just their clothes, guys. I don't know what you'd be talking about. Hugh Janus on YouTube says, Dr. Stinky Bottom, is it not true that you gained your diploma in medicine after researching famous murderers?
I will kill him if I get the chance. Oh, that's not even my accent. You made me lose my Stinglehorn accent. Damn it.
Okay. And a question for Swami and Burger King. So you can take this one at a time from Blondie Einstein on YouTube. Are either of you jealous of Stingle's epic mustache? So we'll start with Sir Ramalingam Swami. Are you jealous of Dr. Stinglehorn?
I completely appreciate anybody growing a mustache because growing a mustache requires a lot of power and I did that on my own. So no, I am not jealous. I only appreciate a good mustache.
Okay. So with this, what would you say, Burger King?
Well, I suppose I can understand why they would think, but when you want to look at my face, I have a larger beard than he does. Therefore, I have more territory covered on my face than he does. He should be jealous of me.
Okay, so with this, there will now be 90 seconds on the clock of open discussion. Use this time to try to work out who the remaining hitman is. Now, the hitman is very, very good. The hitman has already killed off the werewolf for you, and they have scored a point. They don't care about you, they just want to win. They want to take over this village, and they have already taken out one werewolf. Villagers, they will take you out unless you can stop them. So, with this, 1 minute on the clock. Begin.
Granny.
Sir Ramalingam Swami, you say there's no news, and yet 2 people are dead. Is this not newsworthy?
It is newsworthy. However, I need to confirm who was the killer, and I cannot post half news.
Sir Ramalingam Swami, I just remind you that I did not knight you for your lackluster journalism. You need to find this information out for the rest of my kingdom.
Yes, I have left my snitches out in the field, and I will get some updates shortly.
Yes, we let one of them in the other day.
Before we carry on, would anyone like a biscuit?
Oh yes, I would love a biscuit.
I have some fresh
Open
baked
that can of
cookies.
beer that puppet's trying to drink.
Based on the that is currently ongoing, I would recommend that nobody has any biscuits. Biscuits could also be poison.
Or made of children.
She looks so
Or
nice.
both.
Innocent.
It's like that on the food I mentioned.
Yeah, Sir Swami Pepper makes a very good point. You make a very good argument there, Mr. Swami. I do apologize.
I like the fact that your name is Granny Smith, which is an apple, and then in Snow White, she tried the witch poisoned her with an apple.
Very clever.
That is very observant of you, Miss Candy.
I was a teacher.
Talking about my wife like that, how dare you?
Well, I'm a ghost, and I was a supernatural being.
My
and a
wife was
teacher.
crushed by a
Okay,
panther, as you
okay.
know.
That ends this period of open discussion. There will be one final interaction before we put things to a vote. Now, audience, you will be able to vote as well. We are on the hunt for a hitman. Someone here is a trained killer. So, with this, with the roll of dice, who is our number 4, please? That is Granny. And next up, we have number 3, which is Mafioso. So let's put you both onto Spotlight. This will be the final opportunity for anyone to discuss and try to get clues to who the hitman is.
Here I am.
So,
Is that what I look like?
let's see, Mafioso, and 1 minute on the clock, and here you go.
So what do we think, Mafioso? What do we think?
I am not too sure of Doctor. He is a bit suspicious, but I don't know. A lot of fingers be pointing at him too, so I do not know.
I've lived here for a long time, and I've watched a lot of people die. But I think it might be someone we very least suspect. It's always the one we least suspect.
Perhaps. If that is the case, then maybe Duff could be most likely suspect because he is least likely suspect. I don't know. Surfer cool types just don't seem like killers, and so perhaps that means he is killer.
Possibly that case, yes. Oh, did I show you a picture of my nephew, by the way? He's so lovely, my nephew.
You have showed me a picture of nephew about 3,000 times, and it never gets old. It's good.
It's a very beautiful picture. He was the first man in space, you know.
Oh, I do know this, yes.
Okay, and that is the end of this period of discussion. So, with this, audience, it is now voting time. Who do you think is the hitman? We have already discovered the identity of the werewolf, which was Miss Candy Stevens. And the Mafia did get a point for achieving this kill. But now we must try to figure out who is the remaining bloodthirsty killer amongst us. So, audience, vote. You can see the names of the suspects on the right hand side of the screen. The people whose names are highlighted in red are dead, so don't vote for them. But with this, we will go round everyone. And Mafioso, who do you think is the hitman?
I will go with my gut and say Duff.
I say what?
Duff, number 7.
Okay, thank you. Who do you think it is? Popo Noki.
Excuse me, I've been drinking a lot since my wife's death. I think it's probably the Dr. Stinky Face.
Okay, so that is vote for Dr. Stinklehorn. No more means the butler, you are dead, so you do not get to vote unless there is a tie-break scenario. Sir Ramalingam Swami, who do you vote against, please?
Well, my vote will also go for Dr. Stingy Hammer, and I think he's the werewolf, and he's also the Mafia, both of them at the same time.
Okay. So, with this, Duff, who do you vote for, please?
I think I'm gonna vote for John Clayton, because don't like all cowboys have guns, and I've never heard him be this quiet before.
Okay. With this, who do you vote for, Rude Boy?
No, put my name down for voting for the Clayton because he ain't no John Wayne.
Okay, thank you very much. Who do you vote for, Granny Smith?
Oh, thank you, Don. You're such a lovely boy. I would say it would have to be one Stingel. I can't read. I haven't got.
Okay, so you're voting for Dr. Stinglehorn. John, who do you vote for?
At this point, I'm actually shooting blind, but I got 2 spine people to get back up, so I got 2 bullets for revolvers. So it's either Rude Boy or Duff. I'm going for Duff this time.
Okay, so there's a vote for Duff. Okay, who do you vote for, Dr. Stinglehorn?
I vote for Duff.
Okay, that is a vote for Duff. Miss Candy Stevens, you are dead, so you do not get to vote. So, Burger King George IV, who do you vote for, please?
Why John has decided to vote for the Doctor this time.
Okay, that is a vote for Dr. Stinglehorn. We will now go over to the comment section. As always, audience, do get your votes in as quickly as you can. And let's see what we've got votes for. We've got votes for John, Granny Mob Boss Smith, Stinglehorn, Popo, Dr. Stinglehorn, and Swami. So that's where it's at. I'll give a couple more seconds, audience, but I think we had most votes there for John, I believe.
I thought it was a three-way tie between all of them.
Oh, I just mean from the audience votes.
Yeah, from the audience.
Is it actually John, Granny?
It's a three-way tie.
Stingle, Swami. No, it's not. It's John.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so John, you get the vote against you there. And it is now not quite a three-way tie, but it was very close. And Dr. Stinglehorn, you have been marked for death by your fellow villagers. I will now ask for a volunteer to carry out the execution. Mafioso, I see your hand waving. So you will be brought to the execution area to take care of Dr. Stinglehorn. And let's find Stinglehorn, who's trying to do a runner. And
so it looked like he actually took his hand off to wave then, didn't it?
It did. So, I will add myself in just to explain what will happen now. So, for the benefit of our audience and so that you understand what this process is. In a moment, there will be 30 seconds put onto the clock. And during this 30 seconds, if you wish to try this, Dr. Stinglehorn, you can try to convince Mafioso not to kill you. It is up to Mafioso if he wants to go ahead with this kill. However, if he does want to go ahead and kill you, you can choose to protect yourself using your protection money as much as you wish to spend. The more you spend, the more...
How much money do I have?
That is up to you to find out when you try and spend it. Or you could call to grab a weapon. Now, this being Revenge of the Mafia versus Revenge of the Werewolves, there are 2 axes and 2 Tommy guns available. So, first of all, though, for taking on this burden... Mafioso, you will get the opportunity to get some bonus protection cash. I will roll this dice, and you will call out odds or evens. If you correctly guess which one it lands on, depending what number it lands on, you will get that much bonus cash. So, odds or evens?
Evens, please.
And it is evens, and you get a sweet plus $6,000. So, with this... there will now be 30 seconds on the clock, and during this time you need to try to protect yourself, Dr. Stinglehorn, or accept your fate. Either way, 30 seconds on the clock. Begin.
So, Doctor, why should I not kill you? Please tell me.
Because I'm a psychiatrist for this village. I care very much about its inhabitants and their mental health. Come on, man. Don't do it.
Okay.
Tell me what's my diagnosis yesterday.
What do you like
10
to
seconds
do at
left.
nighttime, Doctor?
Protect me, but I bet you I've been robbed. I just know it.
Okay, how much protection money would you like to spend, Dr. Stinglehorn?
5.
Okay, I can confirm that you can spend $5,000. So, with this, I will roll a dice. If it lands on 1 through 5, you will be protected. If it lands on 6 through 10, you are not protected. And with a roll of the dice, I can say it is an 8. You are not protected. Please, Mafioso, continue the execution for us.
I will claw you, and I will claw you, and you will die.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Okay, so, coming back to everyone. Now... you are dead, Dr. Stinglehorn, and I will ask you, from beyond the grave, we know that Miss Candy Stevens was the werewolf. Could you now confirm, were you the hitman?
Yes!
Oh! And so, with this...
I knew it was you. I knew.
Wow.
Bro.
What's a turnout?
Your first turn, you always steal, so I had to kill you.
Okay,
I
okay.
knew, but I was going after, your right-hand man, and then I was going to get you. I was going to frame you for killing him, and then get you, but I should have just killed you.
What can I say? After So many months. Revenge of the Werewolf began in August last year. Revenge of the Mafia began in January this year. We have 2 killers on the show, and for the very first time ever, the civilians have entirely survived defeat. Well, except for Memes, he's dead. But otherwise, they have completely caught the 2 killers. So with this, and with 2 points on the scoreboard, 1 for the humans, 1 for the Mafia, we will now continue onwards. Skip forward 100 years. Mafioso, Dr. Stinglehorn, Werewolf, Miss Candy Stevens, you are lifted of your burdens of your ancestors, and you are now once again civilians. So audience, just to clarify, we have skipped forward 100 years, and we will tell the next chapter in our story. But with this, I will once again roll a dice, and I will let 2 more people know that one of them is the hitman, and one of them is the killer, and I will remove the deaths on Candy and Memes. So everyone has a clean slate, everyone is alive once more, but the Mafia and the humans each have 1 point on the scoreboard at the bottom of the screen. So with this, we will reset the clock, 1 minute, and guys, get reacquainted with each other, because 2 more people are going to find out that they are killers. Keep an eye on them, because they will receive this news in plain sight of everyone else. And here you go.
Swami, your camera is up.
Everybody again. You all look so different and young and lovely.
I'm still the same person. I'm still caught in a time warp behind me. I must apologise.
And
Oh, wow.
that's what happens when you smoke too much weed, man.
It's insane.
That's why we've allowed it in my kingdom.
As you all know, I am a wooden boy, so I am the same. I'm the
Well,
same. Lucky.
instead of being a kindergarten teacher and a waitress, I actually have a TV show dedicated to small children. And Poponoki, I think that you could be a star.
Oh, I would love to be on your show. Do you have auditions?
I do. The only rule is that you wouldn't be able to say super bad words.
You mean like words like
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You would have to substitute them with other words. So that's your challenge. If you have a bad word, you just have to say something, some type of candy is what you're going to use for.
Okay. So, with that, we now have a new werewolf, and we now have a new killer among us. And we will start the clock in a second, so audience, if you're tuning in late, you're just going to have to catch up. But I will now ask everyone during this night phase to let me know their intentions. If you wish to protect yourself, I will remind you that this being 100 years later, you unfortunately only have the money that was left to you by your relatives. So if your relatives spent it, or if others stole it, it's gone. Maybe you're fortunate if your great-grandparent was a thief, and you have a lot of money available to you. The money stays over, everything else resets. So with this, 1 minute on the clock, and begin. Let me know your intentions. If you're the killer of any kind, you can either steal or kill, or you could... no, you can't protect yourself. That's the one thing I'll say. So, with this, if anyone wants to discuss their plans, let's see what we've got going on.
My husband died in the last 100 years.
You want a tattoo of your husband's face? I can do that on your back.
I carry a photo of him in my bag.
I have a question. Get a tattoo. They last longer than a photo. You die with it.
Rude boy, do you have abilities to remove tattoos? I have one above small of back, and it looks like a vampire. I would very much like it gone.
You want it? Sorry, I have bad hearing. You want it removed?
If you could, yes. Please remove my
Laser treatment. I can't afford it at the moment, but you can go to certain places and they can laser it off.
Okay, that is the end of the night phase. Everyone has let me know their intentions. Was everyone paying close attention to everyone else on the screen? Someone just asked to kill someone. Someone just asked to rip someone apart. There are 2 dead among us. Unfortunately, though, I can also reveal that amongst us, we also have a thief. We have a thief amongst us, and he's trying to get away as we speak. Sir Ramalingam, where are you? Swami, you are...
Not even here, and he's stealing.
He is a thief.
He'll be right back.
Well, he's got a surprise
You
for
want me to
him.
put him in jail?
Okay, with
Clearly
this...
hasn't gone nowhere because he's stuck. I'm sorry, I've got upset. I'll calm
Okay.
down.
I locked him in my dungeon as punishment. I've just released him now for
There
you
he is.
people.
Oh, I
With
always
this,
liked
Sir Ramalingam Swami, you are a thief. You have been caught stealing, and for this you will be punished. In fact, you are being cursed. So throughout the remainder of this day, every time you speak, you must speak in single-syllable words. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. I have some more bad news to say. I wish thievery was all, but we clearly still have a problem with werewolves and hitman in this village. Rude boy. I'm sad to say that Miss Candy Stevens is dead.
Dead again.
Dead
Why am I dead?
again.
PTSD.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm so confused. You said my name. Am I dead?
I was just telling you that Miss Candy Stevens is dead.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Like,
Why?
I also need to tell some sad news to Duff.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, Rude Boy is dead as well.
No, I knew I was dead. I knew I was. You said my name. I saw it coming, and none of yous are getting discounts now. You
Okay, so Miss Candy Stevens, Rude Boy, let me just ask you from beyond the grave, do you have a sense of who killed you? Do you think a wolf was after you? Was it a hitman?
I honestly, I think it was a mafia person. I think it was Professor Stanglehorn. I think he got it. I got things lightning hit twice in one spot.
Well, it is decided by a roll of the dice. But with this, as you will now see on the screen, audience, Candy and Rude Boy are both dead. So, now we must ask them. Miss Candy Stevens, your relative was a werewolf. Now, can you tell us, are you either a werewolf or a hitman? Are you one of those things?
Oh no, we cured that generational curse.
So, with that, we have an innocent dead. And can I ask you, Dead Rude Boy, are you a hitman or are you a werewolf? Either of those two things?
I'm neither.
Okay, so with this on the scoreboard, both the werewolf and the mafia gain a point. So there is definitely still a mafioso and there's definitely still a werewolf among us. And they will do what they can to rack up more points as the mafia take the leads. But now, let's see. There will be 2 minutes of open discussion on the clock. Use this time, find out who the killer is, and the 2 minutes. Audience, continue to ask questions, but for everyone else, 2 minutes of open discussion begins.
You know when you have that feeling that you're gonna die? Well, I had that feeling and I was right. So I'm just gonna trust my feelings from now on.
Yeah, I tried protecting myself, and he said right when I wrote protect me, he said, you can't protect, and I went, oh. And I didn't even mean to say that out loud, but it happened.
Yo, I tell ya, I never actually protect myself because I'm too busy trying to make a life by stealing. But hey, maybe in the afterlife, Nas X can be pole dancing instead.
I just had a feeling someone was gonna try to kill me twice on the first round again, so I was
Whether
just like,
it was Mafia or werewolf, they're a bastard. That's who they are.
I feel like that's terrible to kill the same person twice.
Burger George, I think Burger George. He looks guilty.
I think it was Professor.
I think it's the professor.
Yeah, you know we pressed the
Hey, look at that smile as you pointed that accusation finger at me.
Yeah,
I think
Knowing that there were
Professor.
three pointing back at you.
It's not the professor, I think. We know when he lies because there's some, I don't know, there's a glint in his eye, his mouth, I don't know, there's a smile. It's almost like he's pretending to be a professor.
It could be Granny. It could be Granny because she's alive because she bathes in the blood of people younger than herself.
Kings to stay in power, they have to kill others, man. That's how kings stay in power. They kill people.
I'm stuck in a time warp, so I haven't had opportunity to kill anybody yet. I'm still trapped.
I love the time
Does that mean you're playing?
Stuck in a time. Just It's just a jump to the left.
No, Granny's bathed in blood.
Right. What did you say, Candy Lady?
You bathe in blood. You're like that one queen in the tower. You just be taking young people and bathing in their blood.
That's pretty gross.
Like that haunted.
I'll have you know, despite the fact you looked through my window, you cheeky woman, it was
I
actually
did.
a bath bomb. It was a raspberry-scented bath bomb.
And the candles?
And the candles were scented. They bore a bitch, and you're just asking me ridiculous questions, aren't you, to make me smile and laugh.
And the smell?
The smell was my fart, darling. I'm 185 years old.
And the
You have
taste.
fart-scented bath bombs. That is a very strange bath bomb scent.
No, I farted beforehand. That's why I had the bath bomb and then the candles. And
Oh,
Does it always smell like blood when you let one out?
Oh, God.
I don't
A
know.
fart is like having a whole meal.
John, I think you need to see a doctor. If your farts smell like blood, that is problem.
Mafia, so are you caught up on your rabies shots?
Yes, I am not currently ready.
Okay.
Come out there. He's outside my cottage. Go away.
Let him in. He's probably hungry.
Always hungry, yes.
So Murphy, also, this tattoo you wanted removed, why?
Okay,
why
that is the end of this 3-minute period of open discussion. There will be one final interaction, and then we will go to the vote. So, with a roll of the dice, I can see who is our number 9. That is Sir Ramalingam Swami. And with another roll of the dice, I see... Oh, it's number 9 again. Oh, I love my dice. It is number 11. So that is... Rude Boy, are you with us? Oh, well. In that case, it will be the Burger King. So, Sir Ramalingam Swami and Burger King, you will have 1 minute of discussion. Just the two of you. Use this time. Find out who you think the killer is. And 1 minute on the clock. Here you go.
Your Majesty, I would like to ask you this one thing that 2 years ago I wrote this really informative news piece on you about you abusing your power and knocking off all your subjects. And it was a verified source that gave me that information. And since then you have had a grudge upon my team and myself even. And have you been exacting revenge?
I would like to think that you did not just admit to treason there. I can not only revoke your knighthood, but I can also have you executed if the opportunity arises, assuming I raise my hand fast enough.
I am aware of that, and I am very fearful of your powers, but that is exactly my question. Would you put your powers to the worst possible use?
My powers are very limited, same as yours. Okay, that is the end of this period of discussion. So, it is... in fact, audience, I've got to come to you. So, first of all, King Jester says the PTSD. So, I believe, Miss Candy, do you have a response to that?
I'll bring it up, my trauma.
I have a response to that, though. There is only one king here.
Okay, oh, very true, very true. King Jester, you are the king. So, with this, Granny Smith, Hugh Janus wants to know, how much concealer do you have to use to hide your Mafia mustache?
Don't know what you're trying to say, big arse. But I think I use less than you do. I think because you got to bleach your own fucking arse.
Okay. So with that, Granny, if you need a moment of personal time, you can have it. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all right.
Am I okay to turn off my camera?
Yeah,
please?
you do what you need.
Thank you very much, darling. You're so sweet.
It's all right. He needs a shit. So with this, we will continue on. It is now. This is serious, guys. There is a werewolf and there is a serial killer among us, and we need to try to figure out who it is. So, with this, I will say it is now voting time. Audience, vote now and save us. Who do you think the werewolf or the killer is? Put one vote. If you get one of them, that's what we want. So we will go round everyone. And firstly, Mafioso, who do you vote for, please?
I'm actually going to vote King George. He seemed rather trigger happy on Ramalingam Swami there.
Okay, that's a vote for King George. Memes the Butler, who do you vote against?
Oh, I'm gonna go for the king as well.
Okay. John Clayton, who do you vote against?
I'm also shooting blind here, so I can go for the wolf man. I mean, he seems like a wolf.
Okay, you have voted for Mafioso. Who do you vote for King George?
Well, I've narrowed it down to 5 suspects. I'm going to cast my vote to John Clayton.
Okay, you're voting for John. Okay, who Miss Candy Stevens? You are dead, so you cannot vote unless there's a tie-break situation. Professor Stinglehorn, who do you vote for?
I vote for Burger King George the IV. He looks
Okay.
guilty as hell.
Okay, thank you very much. Duff, who do you vote against?
I'm gonna vote for Swami. I think maybe he creates his own news.
Okay, so there's a vote against Sir Ramalingam Swami. Poponoki, who do you vote against, please?
I am much like a John shooting blanks. Like
Your
he
wife
said-
must be pleased.
Right. I think it was probably John because he said that. That's what I think.
Okay, there's a vote against John. Sir Ramalingam Swami, who do you vote against, please?
I would also vote for the Burger King George, the 4th and the 5th, and all of those, because all of them have been killers, generational killers, I feel.
Okay. Dead Rude Boy, who do you vote against? Oh, hang on, you were dead. Sorry,
No, I'm
Dead.
dead.
No, you don't get to vote, Dead Rude Boy. Right,
I
so...
know.
Granny Smith, aged 185, who do you vote against, please?
Yeah, well, thank you for asking if I'm all right. You know, but I would vote again for Profi Stinglebutt.
Okay. So, with that, it doesn't make any difference, because it looks like it's going to go a certain way, but we must check what the audience have thought. So, here we have votes for John. John. Memes. Swami. Someone kill King George. There can only be one, says King Jester. How to make an enemy. We have a vote for Granny Smith. And we have another vote coming in also for John. So John, overwhelmingly, the audience thinks it's you. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for you, it doesn't make a difference at this stage because we have a decisive vote. Burger King, King George the IV. You have been marked for death. Could I now ask someone to volunteer to kill them? Now, John, I saw your hand come up first, so you will take on this burden as we try to rid the town of werewolves and killers. So, with this, I will join you for a moment. You know the drill by now. There will be 30 seconds on the clock, during which time Burger King George.
I approve of Burger King G.
Okay. Thank you, George. So, with this, George, you will have 30 seconds on the clock, during which time you can either beg for your life, and maybe John will let you go, or you'll have to try to protect yourself either with protection money, remembering that everyone started this show with $10,000, but looking at things now, that's not what everyone has got. Or you could grab either an axe or a Tommy gun, in which you'll have a 1 in 8 chance of turning the weapon back on your would-be killer. John, first things first, you get an opportunity to get some bonus protection cash. So, can you try and name odds or evens correctly?
Odds.
Odds. It is evens, and it is a 10, so that's very unfortunate. But there will now be 30 seconds on the clock. Begin.
to say for trying to commit treason before me.
Yeah, I like the way you sneakily made me the killer, so you can,
Well, you hardly said
flat out-
anything. You, No-Key, Duff, and
Yeah,
the
but you're the
butler,
one
which
you're
is
the
why
one
I'm
who's
turning the axe on you.
Oh, you're grabbing an axe. You're grabbing an axe. So, with this, one of our axes is gone, and you will now have a 1 in 8 chance of turning the axe onto John. You have to guess the correct number. Can I ask you for a number, please, Burger King?
6.
It is a 5. John, will you continue the execution?
Can I
Okay.
not protect myself afterwards, or?
No, you get one choice. So, with that, King Burger George IV, you are dead. So, with this,
I buy your mag patch.
we must now ask you, Burger King George IV, were you either a killer or a werewolf?
Neither.
Neither. So, unfortunately, that's 1 point that the humans have killed is now minused. They have killed one of their own. So, with this, we will move on to the next night phase. Once again, I will put 1 minute on the clock, and during this time, the werewolf and the killer must let me know what their intentions are. 1 minute. Everyone, let me know what you want to do. Begin.
This is awful. The king is dead.
People just keep dying, man.
I'd like to apologize. I really thought you were being super sneaky.
We survived 100 years without killing anybody. People died of natural causes. My husband died naturally. And then you go and kill the king because you're all selfish. Why would you all do this?
Yeah, I guess it's a good thing King's not alive to execute John for treason.
I would
but,
just to interject, I'll remind everyone, firstly, they can only do one action during a night phase, and secondly, if you wish to protect yourself, I need to know what level of protection you wish to spend. So I need a number with that protect me for those who have written that. Okay, 6 seconds on the clock.
Down.
And that
So
is
there was
time.
no protection
That is
in the night
time.
phases.
Sorry?
I thought you said there was no protection in the night phases.
Oh, no, there is, yeah. You can protect
There's
yourself.
no protection for bad guys, I think is what it
Oh,
is.
yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. I just meant that the rules stay the same, that the werewolf and the killer either have to steal or kill.
Oh.
I do apologise if that lacks clarity. So, with this...
Your game, Don. You need to know your own rules.
Okay, so with this, I just need to confirm something. So let me just check one thing. I have some bad news to share. Firstly, John Clayton. You are a dead person. You are dead. Do you have anything to say from beyond the grave? Do you get a sense of perhaps if someone tried to kill you, who it was?
Well, I've been feeling like I've been not wanted in this town for a while. I'm a dying breed, so I feel that anybody has a grudge on me. But at this point, I'm suspecting the mafioso because I'm the only one who thought he could be the killer, and he just went right for me.
Okay. So with this, I have some more news to share. Popo, you are dead.
I am not the dead.
I'm afraid you are. From beyond the grave, do you have anything you want to say? Do you have a sense of who tried to kill you?
I'm gonna say it's probably the Professor Stinkenpoop, who's the great grandson of the other guy who I knew from 100 years ago.
Okay. So with this, we must now check. First of all, John Clayton, will you tell us, were you either a killer or a werewolf?
No, sirree, I am not.
So, an innocent dead once again. Popo Noki, will you confirm to us, were you a killer or a werewolf?
I was not anybody. I am an opium addict.
Okay, so with that, Points are now racked back up. The Mafia have scored another point, bringing them up to 3. The Werewolves scored another point, putting them at 2. With killing an innocent person earlier, we are back to 0 points for the civilians. So with this, we will now have... Oh, sorry guys.
You got Wi-Fi in hell.
I'm sorry guys, I've got some more news to share. I don't know what's happening in this town nowadays. There's just... It's like a constant crime spree. Your money has entirely been stolen. Your money has been entirely stolen. It's all gone. The bank vault is completely empty. So don't worry. The money you just spent was fine for now. But it does mean that after tonight, there's... I don't know if we'll find it again, but there's no money.
Who's in the vault?
I don't know. I don't know. There's something going on here. Okay. With this, we will now go round and everyone will get one opportunity to ask one other person a question. So, starting with this, Mafioso, who is your question for?
Yes, Granny.
Hello.
You have some longevity in this town. Would you have any cause to kill people?
Okay, thank you very much, Granny. Duff, do you have a question for someone?
I'd like to ask the butler. You seem to move around a lot without people really noticing you. That, like, you know your way around the town. Like, how long have you lived here?
All my life, my father before me, who was a butler for Stinky Bottom, the other one.
Okay. Professor Stinklehorn, do you have a question for someone?
Yes, I do. I feel that whoever is killing is trying to make it look like it's me, and I think that individual, Mr. Duff, can you confirm that you are the werewolf or the Mafia?
No way, dude. I mean, I'm out here in the water, man.
Okay. Sir Ramalingam Swami, do you have a question for someone, please?
Yes, I have a question for Duff. Duff, that look on your face, so does it happen after you do some activities, like really strong activities, like, killing someone? Does it happen like that, or is it a natural look throughout the time?
It's just the look of happiness, man. Like, I'm chasing the adrenaline rush, and it's just, all the time. It's just who I am, bro.
Okay. So with that, Memes the Butler, do you have a question for someone, please?
Yes, I have a question for Duff. How easy is it to get a dead body on a surfboard and dump them in the ocean?
I've never tried, but I imagine it wouldn't be too hard.
Okay.
You gotta pick it up. I work out a lot to keep, it's like a paddle well, so I think I could lift a dead body and put it on my board.
Yeah.
Making it sink would be different, though.
Okay, Miss Candy Stevens from Beyond the Grave, do you have a question for someone?
I have a question for Granny Smith. So,
Yes.
do you roll in the bodies after they're found?
Sorry, do I roll?
Roll around in them like the dog does to a, like...
No, that's Mafioso, who keeps hanging around my bloody garden.
Okay. Because people have moved on their screens, I've lost track of who's asked. John, have you asked a question?
No.
Go for it.
Hey, Professor Stinky or something. I specifically caught you smiling when I accused Mafioso. Is that something that you're celebrating of your own genius, that you made me suspect him?
No, I suspect him, and this man behind me is my number one suspect.
Dude, you got a twin.
Okay. Who hasn't asked a question? Dead Rude Boy.
Yo, I like to ask the question to Professor Stinky Horn. Doc Stinky Poo, listen, right? I can see you typing on your iPad. Just be careful, Just, it's not really a question, it's more of a statement. But, okay, question.
No, you've used your statement. Sorry, moving on.
That's
So, with this, who hasn't asked a question? Burger King.
one has a question for the professor. And we would like to know if there's anything that we can read into your eagerness into committing treason by suggesting that they killed me first.
I can tell you the reason is because I know people are stealing from me left and right, so I had to get money, okay? Now, I am being framed. That is why I've not been killed yet, because they're trying to make it look like I'm the killer.
Okay.
So stole the money from the vault, right? Okay.
Okay, has anyone else got anything? Who hasn't asked a question? Anyone? Okay, Granny Smith.
My question is for Memes the Butler, the second of the third. Are you back from the holiday, and if so, did you learn any killing techniques?
I did not. I was on a skiing holiday. I mean, I did kill somebody accidentally, but I was going quite fast down a hill. They were in the way.
Okay, so with this, there will now be 1 minute of open discussion. This will be your last opportunity to try to figure out who the killer is at this stage. And with this, 1 minute on the clock, begin.
Granny, how did your husband die? I'm not sure it was natural causes now.
It was a very, very natural cause.
I think her husband is that professor fella, and he just ran away.
Let me tell my story. You see, my late husband Gregory, he died in the most horrible way possible.
You killed him?
He slipped on a potato.
It's an awful way to go. Potatoes are only... they should be eaten, not killed.
At least you had a potato to eat afterwards.
What kind of potato was it?
Yeah. Those are good.
Are you happy you've upset an old lady?
No, you cried when I offered you some of my French fries earlier. Sorry
I'm
about
quite
that.
happy because... It's
Okay, that is the end of this period of open discussion. We do have a couple of questions from the audience. Well, this one isn't quite a question. This is from Aaron, who says, Burger King, McDonald's is better.
It's cheap.
Put this Jack in a box right now.
dropped.
Okay. Professor Stinglehorn, why do you have your mustache upside down?
This is the correct way. This is the correct way. This is how all professors wear it.
Okay. Okay. So with this, it is now once again voting time. Audience, vote now and save us. Who do you think either the werewolf or the killer is? We need to track them down. As you will see on the right side of the screen, Stinglehorn is still alive. Popo Noki is dead. Mafioso still alive. Granny Smith still alive. John Clayton is dead. Memes the Butler alive. Duff still alive. Burger King George IV is dead. Sir Ramalingam Swami is alive. Miss Candy Stevens dead. And Rude Boy is dead. So let's go through and we will ask first of all, so Memes the Butler, who do you vote for here?
I'm starting to suspect Granny Smith isn't so innocent.
Okay, so that is a vote for Granny Smith. Who do you vote for? Mafioso.
I will vote for Professor. Lots of deflection and trying to frame other people.
Okay. Who do you vote for? Duff.
I think I'm gonna vote for Means the Butler. Something about him. I'm not trusting right now, man.
Okay. Sir Ramalingam Swami, who do you vote for?
According to my reliable sources, I have some exclusive information about who the killers are, and one of them I feel is the Meme the Butler. The two.
Okay, there's another vote for Memes the Butler. Granny Smith, age 185. Who do you vote for, please?
After the insensitive conversation, I'd have to vote for Memes the Butler.
Okay, that is a vote for Memes the Butler. And Professor Stinglehorn, who do you vote against, please?
Duff.
You have voted for Duff. So, with this, we will go over to the comments section and we will see how they have voted. We have votes for Memes, Granny, Memes, Swami, Professor Stickleback, says Hugh Janus. And we have votes for Singlehorn. Am I saying that right? It says Stinky, and now I'm getting it wrong. So, Singlehorn, and we have another vote for Memes. So, undoubtedly, that is Memes overall. And that means that the audience agree. So, I now need a volunteer to execute. So, Mafioso, you got in there first.
My cobble.
So, with this, Mafioso, you are going to take out... I can't even find him. Memes the Butler. And with this, we know the drill. There will be 30 seconds on the clock. During this time, Memes, you can try to protect yourself, either by spending protection cash, or by grabbing one of the two remaining axes, or, sorry, one remaining axe, or the two remaining Tommy guns. So, first things first, bonus protection cash. Mafioso, odds or evens?
Evens, please.
It is evens, it is a 4, so you get $4,000 bonus protection cash. So with this, there will now be 30 seconds on the clock, and let us know what you wish to do during this, Memes, or make peace with your god. Begin.
I'm an atheist, so I would like to use a Tommy gun.
Oh, okay,
I've
okay.
used one before.
So, with that, you would like to use a Tommy gun before I'd even got the timer on the screen. So, with that, one Tommy gun is missing. And could I now ask you to name a number from 1 to 8?
4.
4. It is a 7. It is a 7. So, with that, Mafioso, please continue the execution and kill Memes.
Yes, okay, yes, sweaty,
Okay, so with that, Memes, you are dead. With this, we will come back to everyone, where we must now once again ask you, Memes the Butler, you are dead. Will you tell us, were you either a mafioso or a werewolf? Were you one of the two?
I was a werewolf.
Oh! So, the civilians have racked up a point.
My reliable sources are never wrong.
So, with that, the butler did it. And the humans are back on the scoreboard here. So, with this, we once again... what were you... just confirm again? You were a werewolf, right?
Yes, a werewolf.
Okay, you were a werewolf, which means there is still a Mafia hitman out there. We will continue on, and this must be very frustrating for the werewolf entities out there, as they are losing this badly. So, there will be another opportunity for the hitman to take someone out. Now, once again, I will remind everyone, the money's gone. There will now be the timer started, during which I will ask the hitman to let me know their intentions. No one else has got any money to do diddly squat with, though. Well, except for Mafioso, he just earned $4,000. But with this...
Oh shit, I'm going to get stolen from.
I realise I may have made that a mad dash. Okay, and wait for it. Timer is now on. So, use this time, figure out who you think... What are you thinking, guys?
Did I hear Ramalingam Swami say that his sources are never wrong, even though he voted to execute and commit treason against an innocent king?
My reliable sources were out on the field, but they hadn't returned with the information.
I mean, he wasn't wrong. We got the will.
I am also telling them, bring me the information about who stole all the fucking money.
I want to know that too.
But that was the professor, he admitted to that earlier.
Something about the professor I just don't like. I can't place it.
Does anyone else think that the professor... Does anyone else think the professor looks like he's just got a curry comb across his lip? Instead of him, you know...
Okay, that is the end of this period. That is the end of this period. So, with this, we must see what they want to do. So, we know there is a hitman still out there. Oh, but before, guys, I've got some news to share with you. Once again, the money, we're hearing rumours that it has been found. I'm going to roll this dice, and it will decide which one of you found it, and then I will let that person know privately. So, with a roll of the dice. Okay, let's find the person. You have the money. Okay, someone is just finding out that they have the money. I will now give that person 15 seconds to fess up, or they get to keep it all. So, 15 seconds, and let's see how many have gone already. Anyone want to fess up? Anyone want to say that they've got the money? What was that, Duff?
I was saying they should admit to it, man. Share the wealth.
Yeah, who has the money? Come on.
Okay, that is time over. The opportunity to give the money back has gone. So, with this, I have some more news to share. And this news is that Sir Ramalingam Swami, you are dead. Do you have anything to say from beyond the grave?
Fuck you guys.
Now, with the situation being that obviously the werewolf is already dead, it may seem redundant to ask if you are in fact the hitman, but because people can take out hits, we must still ask you. So, Sir Ramalingam Swami, are you the hitman?
I am not.
Oh, you are not the hitman. So, have a look at the list of people who are still alive. It gets shorter and shorter by the moment. So, with this, it is now up to everyone else here to try to take out the hitman. And this is the only hope really now for the werewolf to try to take control of things. That they need the hitman killed, and then they need to try and get a very quick kill after. But with this, we will now have 90 seconds of open discussion. Use this time, work out who the killer is, and begin.
Rude boy, why did you kill me?
He's already dead, I think.
Yo, I'm dead, man. It says my name right there. Dead rude boy. As in, yo, I'm no
I
longer
think it's
alive.
that Professor Feller. What do you have to say for yourself?
I told you, they're keeping me alive because they are framing me. I will be alive until the end because
Let me tell you this, no one's actually keeping you alive. Everyone here will actually want to see you dead in a one way or another.
No, Gregory. Don't pour that maple syrup.
what?
And someone canned that old lady.
Oh,
Good Granny, you are still with us. It looks like you were dead for a moment.
I'm 185 years old. You'll forgive me if I sleep in.
Congratulations.
Okay, sorry guys, sorry, we have some more breaking news. Oh, this feels like a very dodgy situation here, because we know what the money situation is. I've just discovered a dead body. That can only mean that during this time of the show, someone is taking out a hit. Someone is taking out a hit, they are spending the money, so whoever has the money has decided to take out a hit. Duff, you are dead.
Whoa!
So Duff, you are dead. And at this stage, I will ask you, do you have anything to say from beyond the grave? Do you have an idea who may have tried to kill you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Granny for sure. I mean, she's trying to pretend she's sleeping, but we can see through that. Totally bogus, Granny. You're bogus.
Okay, so Duff, we now must ask you, from beyond the grave, are you the hitman?
I can say that I am not a hitman. That'd be totally wrong, man.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So, with the way the rules work, we know that the hitman or the werewolf can kill during the night phase. So with that, an innocent person once again has been killed, and we minus another point from the humans. So, with this, the day must continue. Continue your open conversation. You have 45 seconds remaining.
You know what, Matthew? I was nice enough to let you on my property, and I have a funny, sneaky suspicion that you are now killing me.
Me too.
I would not do that, Granny. I do not want to ruin your petunias again.
No? Then why are my lilies now messed up?
Oh yeah, well, I really need to go now.
And there's a hand coming out of them!
Oh dear, that is ghastly. I did not eat that at all.
I would just like to say, Professor, I've been a little mean to you, and I don't think the whole town actually wants you dead. We all love you in our own way, but the thing is that I still think you're the killer.
Okay, that is the end of this period of discussion. So with this, there will be one final interaction, and then we will go to the votes. So with a roll of the dice, I can see that it is... Who is our number 10? Miss Candy Stevens. And with a roll... We don't actually have a number 12. Not the right dice for this one. We have a number 9. Who is number 9? Okay, Ramal Lingang, and one more to add to it. Number 1. Who is our number 1? Professor Stinglehorn. So the three of you, please, I'm begging you. Professor Stinglehorn, you're still alive. The others have been killed. You know, you must help it, otherwise someone will try to no doubt kill Stinglehorn. Right, we must try to help the living stay alive now. With this, we will add you all in. You will have 1 minute of open discussion on the clock, and begin.
Ooh, feel my wrath as a vengeful spirit.
I did no offense for killing you earlier. It was my grandfather, and he was, he just...
Oh, no, it's all good. I am a vengeful spirit, so I don't really care anymore. That's why it was I who randomly killed a person to spite the human race.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask, Professor Singleborn, are you frustrated with your life?
Are you?
No, I love my life. I am a psychiatrist to the village. I help people, and I try and point out who a killer is. Sometimes I get it wrong, That's
You get it wrong frequently, Professor.
You think we can make gamble with people's life?
I don't know.
Okay, that is the end of this period of discussion. Hopefully you have learnt a lot about who the hitman is. But we will now vote. Audience, it is once again voting time. Let me just check, see if there was anything I needed to ask from you. Yeah, so it is voting time. Who do you think the killer is? It can now either only be Professor Stinglehorn, it can either be Mafioso, or it can be Granny Smith, age 185. Put your votes into the comments section now, and we will vote. So, Mafioso, who do you think the killer is, please?
I still think it is the Professor. I would be very surprised if it's Granny at this point.
Okay. Granny Smith, aged 185. Who do you think it is?
After looking outside a bit further, I'm going to go with the Professor.
Okay. Professor Stinglehorn, who do you think the killer is, please?
I think it is this werewolf-type chap.
Okay,
Mafioso.
you have voted for Mafioso. So at this stage, it is now down to the audience. If they vote for Mafioso, it will tie things up, and then the dead will be able to vote. But we'll give a few more seconds for the audience votes to come in. And with this, I will remind the audience that this is the grand finale, and currently, it looks like Mafioso are ruling over werewolves. So with this, let's go over to the votes, and we have votes for Granny, Stinglehorn, Professor Slippery Nose, Professor, Mafioso, Granny. So, I think that... I'm not sure if that was a tie. Did we count? I don't know. It doesn't make a difference anyway. It doesn't make a difference here because it was between Granny, who wasn't up for it. So, that means Professor Stinglehorn, you are going to be put to execution. Between Mafioso and Granny Smith, who would like to carry out the execution, please? I will rush you for one. Okay. Oh, I will take Granny because her hand came up and it disappeared.
I did it really fast this time.
You
Isn't
did.
that wonderful?
So, Granny and Professor Stinglehorn, you will now... Okay, so, with this, I will add myself in. You know the drill by now. So, Professor, you will have 30 seconds to make your choice if you live or die. But Granny Smith, odds or evens to get bonus protection cash?
Say evens.
It is an odd. It is a 7, I'm afraid. So with this, 30 seconds now on the clock. Begin.
Don't kill me, Granny.
Why would I? You look so handsome. Why would you do this?
I didn't do it. This is what I keep saying. I'm being framed.
You think you're being framed, but you can't be framed. You're not a picture.
Protect me, please. Protect me.
Okay, you wish to spend protection money?
Yes.
How much do you wish to spend?
4,000.
4,000, so I will roll. And if it lands on 1 through 4, you're protected. If it lands on 5 through 10, you are not. And with a roll, it is an 8. Kill him, please.
Ready, strangulation attack!
Okay, so with this... Alright. Okay, we come back.
I said there's an old man
And
that old lady.
you are now amongst the dead Stinglehorn. So, we will ask you from beyond the grave. Professor Stinglehorn, were you the hitman?
No.
No.
Innocent.
So, we're in a situation. Either Mafioso or Granny Smith, age 185, is the killer. We will give each of them 30 seconds on the clock. And then after which, everyone will be able to vote, including the dead, as we decide and we try and get some kind of redemption here. Mafioso?
Point out that I did lay a curse on. If it works or not, I'm not really sure.
I don't know if I saw that. Like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of writing. There's a lot
just
of writing,
wrong,
John.
just-
I curse the old lady. Nah, we're not going to do that now. It's too late, too little, too late, John. With this, Mafioso, you will get 30 seconds on the clock first. Tell everyone why they shouldn't think it is you and why they should think it is Granny Smith. And 30 seconds, begin.
It was very clever of Granny to try to put suspicion on me previous night, but then accuse the professor and kill him in cold blood. So it's Granny. Of course it is Granny. Granny, I am surprised that it is you, but hey, good job getting this far. I am impressed. I'm sure if my lycanthrope relatives would be proud of your killing prowess.
Okay, so that is the end of your 30 seconds. We will now come to Granny Smith. And you will now have 30 seconds on the clock. Begin.
Well, it definitely was not me. I do apologize to Professor Stinglehorn. I miss him very dearly. But, you see, I know now it is Mafioso. I have stolen the money from most of the majority of the people in the town. And knowing that, you know I can't kill anyone. I'm an old lady. You saw I struggled to kill the professor. I'm an old lady. I have 185, and I promise you, vote for Mafioso.
Okay, that is the end of your time. So, audience, it is now once again voting time. Who do you think the hitman is? How ironic, at the end of Revenge of the Mafias saga, it is the Mafioso who is still left standing. Now, with this, we will go round. First of all, John Clayton. Who do you think the hitman is, please?
The granny could be a wolf in old lady's clothing, and the wolf is just a real wolf. I mean, I'm gonna go with the very old coon here. Just thinking it could be her. At that, I've just killed an old lady. I go for the old wolf.
Okay, Warren, Zeven. I can't even read this. Who do you vote for, please?
Who do I vote for? It's got Granny Smith.
Okay, so that is a vote for Granny Smith. And who do you vote for, Mafioso?
Granny Smith, of course. He's only the other option.
Okay, well, someone, they may choose to declare something if they have something to declare. Duff, who do you vote for?
Granny Smith. I know sweet old ladies, and she is no sweet old lady. She's not cool.
Okay, so you have voted for Granny Smith.
I gave you biscuits, you bastard.
Okay, so with this, who do you vote for, Miss Candy Stevens?
I guess I'll go ahead and vote for Granny Smith.
Okay, you can vote for Granny Smith. Okay, Burger King George the Fourth.
One would like to cast their votes to Grandmother Smith.
Okay, you're voting for Granny Smith. So with that, Granny Smith, you are very much in the lead here. Popo Noki, who do you vote for, please?
I'm not sure, but I think one thing for sure, it's Granny Smith or Mafioso.
I'm going to need to rush you for a vote, please.
Okay, then Mafioso in a quick vote.
Okay. Granny Smith, who do you vote against?
I would vote against that stupid mutt outside my cottage, which is Mafioso.
Okay. So, with that, Dead Rude Boy, who do you vote for?
Oh, so everyone's voting for the grandma, and I kind of feel it is. But I also think the wolf's face hasn't changed that often, which is also quite suspicioso. So I vote for Mafioso.
Okay.
I also rhymed that. You're welcome.
Mr. Don.
Yes.
Can I change my vote?
I'm afraid it's too late.
Okay.
So, with that, Dead Rude Boy, you voted for who? Can I just clarify?
Mafioso.
Okay, Professor Deadhorn, who do you vote for, please?
Mafioso.
Okay, you vote for Mafioso. Sir oh my god, you've changed it. Ramal... I can't read that, man. Ramalingam Swami, please, who do you vote for?
Granny Smith has one foot in her grave for a far too long, and she's trying to put everybody else in the grave before she puts the second foot in. My vote goes for the old bitch.
Okay, so with this, we will now go across to the audience, and let's see what we have got. We've got a vote for Mafioso, 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 Mafia, Mafioso, and let's see what else, Mafioso again. So with that, the audience vote says Mafioso. And now we are in a situation. We're in a tie. We are in a complete...
I have a total of 5, he has a total of 7.
Sorry?
I have a total of 5, he has a total of 7.
Really?
She? My lady, for God's sake.
Sorry.
You're 100% sure of this?
100%, I've been keeping count on both of my digits.
You have a total of 5?
Yes. Because of the audience. And he has a total of 7.
Oh, hang on. You haven't been counting the audience votes individually, have you?
No.
Okay. Look, show of hands. Who here voted for Mafioso?
No, I'm not.
Who here voted for Mafioso? Just to clarify. 1, 2, 3. Who here voted for Granny Smith?
Every fucking one of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I do apologise, Mafioso. I do apologise. I obviously wrote down an incorrect result there. So with that, Granny Smith, you will indeed be put to death. That was almost a situation we had there. And I will now say that Mafioso, you have to carry out the deed. But the same situation applies. There will be 30 seconds on the clock, during which time, Granny Smith, you can try to beg for your life or try to protect yourself. If you're able to protect yourself, you will get another opportunity to try to convince everyone that you should live. So, first things first, Mafioso, odds or evens?
Evens.
It is an odd, it is a 3, I'm afraid. So, 30 seconds on the clock, and here you go.
I know it's you, Mafioso, you son of a bitch!
I was going to say, Danny, I know it's you, so I'm not going to spare you, but...
No, it's definitely you. I know it is. Under that mask, I can see that you're smiling.
No, you. Reverse Uno.
I'm going to go for the axe.
Okay, you're grabbing an axe. You're grabbing an axe. So at this point, I will ask you, please, could you tell us a number from 1 to 8?
7.
It is a 4. Mafioso, continue the execution.
Hey, Granny, I'm going to shoot you with a gun. Bang, 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 bang.
Matrix! Oh, God, one got me.
Okay, so at this stage, I will now ask Granny Smith, age 185, from beyond the grave. Would you please reveal, were you the hitman?
No, it wasn't me, you bastards!
So, with that, Mafioso, with a name like Mafioso, but still dressed in wolves' clothing, you are the hitman. So, congratulations, the Mafia gets an extra point, and one other thing I can reveal is the 1 point that was gained along the way by the humans was a hit that was carried out, an execution carried out by Mafioso himself, making the score 5-2, and the Mafia win. So,
how do you feel killing an old lady?
Right. It feels really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
I think he's been planning that for months. He's been staking out your cabin for days.
I'm sorry, Granny. My information came a little too late.
Why in heaven am I still 185?
okay. So, with that, I want to say, well done, the Mafioso. You won in this Mafia versus Werewolves, which is the grand finale to the Revenge of the Werewolf, Revenge of the Mafia saga. Oh, sorry guys, there's some breaking news. It's right in front of us this whole time. There is... If you've been looking at the newly designed virtual set, it's got all of the characters listed along the side of the screen, and... there's another character you haven't killed yet. So, Mafioso, is another character gonna... Does anyone have anything to reveal? Oh, well, hang on. The breaking news coming through. Mafioso, I'm now going to do a roll. You're going to have to guess a number between 1 and 12. And if you don't succeed, from what I'm understanding, this is someone very powerful with their magic. You will die.
You did.
I'm going to go with number 3.
I dropped the dice. And it is not a 3. So with that, Mafioso, I'm afraid to say you are dead as well. And I'm not quite sure what this means, because if the Mafia are all dead and the werewolves are all dead, how can we have a winner to settle and finally end the Revenge saga? I'm not quite sure what this means is going to be happening, but I think if I just come to the forefront here, I will have something else that I need to perhaps reveal for you guys.
He's coming out of the closet, everybody run!
Smooth as hell, David, yay!
Okay, guys, just everyone settle down. And...
that old cowboy song, death comes for all of us.
Darkness, no parents.
It's the Reaper, fellas, it's the Reaper.
For the witches.
All that I've seen, can't touch darkness.
It's gone wrong.
Oh, here we go. I see I haven't seen a movie like this in years.
Granny, no offense, but shut the fuck up.
Zombies. Oh no.
Oh no.
Maybe it's aliens.
Yeah.
It's a witch.
See vampire?
Yeah, blind Dave. Is that David?
I love this commercial.
Okay, and with that, I can now reveal that starting next week will be the beginning of a new chapter in the Revenge Saga. And it is titled Revenge of the Ripper. So, starting next week, the rules are going to dramatically change. We've had a couple of teasers over the last couple of weeks with some new challenge, some new scenarios which have been thrown in our performers' faces. Things to deal with, theft, werewolves breaking into places, people being left out in the cold. There are going to be a lot more dilemmas over which one of them is a werewolf, which one of them is a killer, or who, we will find out next week, was Jack on the scoreboard this whole time. So we will find out who Jack is next week. But there's going to be a lot more challenge, which is going to test everyone's nerves, and it's going to test everyone's social deduction skills with the beginning of Revenge of the Ripper. So, with this, it brings us towards the end of our show, but there is still one more mystery, because I can promise you, you won't find out who Jack is until next week. But is everyone feeling a little light in their pockets? Because we lost a lot of money midway through, and does anyone want to fess up? I'm not saying you have to, but
I thought I already did. I was a vengeful spirit.
Oh, okay. So yes, if you,
I think it's a greedy spirit.
yeah. So
I was cursing all of you and took your money and was putting out hits and doing all the evil things because I was killed and I was a wraith banshee.
Okay, so yes, Miss Candy Stevens,
grudge spirit.
You had the opportunity.
Why did you kill Duff of all people?
Oh, I did it because I just wanted to be chaotic. There was no real reason to it.
That's fair.
Okay.
Teach my kids, man.
So, on that note, let's find out where you can find each of our performers on social media. Starting with John Clayton, where can we find you, Capital Thave?
Well, you can find real quality entertainment with Ewan Henderson, actor, and Hannah McGowan, and all these lovely people in their own social media, especially this Ewan fella, because I wronged him. And you can catch me riding off in the sunset.
Okay, thank you very much. Where can we find you, Professor Deadhorn?
You subscribe to, I've got his accent now, subscribe to SWAT Deeds, and Ewan Henderson, actor, and Hannah McGowan, and everyone else, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Where can we find you? Candy, Shalita, where can we find you?
Hi, everybody. So definitely follow me at Simple Plush Toy on all platforms. And I usually I like to play this game, so I'll be here probably next Friday. I also play with Mining for Gold and occasionally Improv Chattanooga as well.
Okay, fantastic. Where can we find you, Duff? Where can we find you, Rob?
Twitter, Kirby Soze, Saturday nights, online variety show. Tomorrow night, the singers are doing Elvis. I'll be doing Improv, and Facebook.com, Improv Nights. We started booking stuff for mid-July, so if you're in Southern California, reach out on Facebook and book us for a private party.
Okay, fantastic. Where can we find you, Dead Rude Boy?
Oh, you can find me on my social media, Instagram at Hannah_McGowanX, YouTube at Hannah McGowan, Improv Teams, which is Boss Beds Improv, Extreme Improv, Improv Chattanooga as well. Also, this week on the unfortunate adventures of Serg and Vlad that myself and Ewan Henderson, Professor Dead Stinky Horn, do together. We have Stephen Disrow, and last week we had the lovely David and Mathilde. That episode will be going up very shortly.
Okay.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's
Thanks
on
very
YouTube now, so subscribe to Hannah McGowan or Ewan Henderson Actor.
Okay, Granny Smith.
Hello, so you can subscribe to my Instagram, Darth Nocturnus, my YouTube, Dave MC, and my Twitch, Mr. Lag 1993. And sometimes I will be here on Extreme Improv. Also, if you follow my favorite grandchild, Milty Blueberry, and his Instagram.
Okay, where can we find you, Poponoki, DB Frick?
Hey, yeah, you can find me on that show. Welcome Back to America. I interview people. Find me here a lot. Find me at the club. Yeah, that's it. Thanks. Good night, guys.
Okay, where can we find you, Danny O. St. George?
So you can find me on Facebook as part of the Portsmouth Improv Experience at Portsmouth Improv, aka Pi. If you want to, you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Danny Unplanned, and very, very rarely you might find me on Twitch at DownbeatDanny, depending on how my internet holds up. Also, tomorrow/Sunday, depending on where you're around the world, I am doing a table read of Shrek. Now, if you would like to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning to watch that, you could follow me on Instagram, and I will post the link there during the day. And yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, no, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say I'll also be fighting Jared over who's got a better beard.
Okay.
Always.
So, Andrew.
I don't have any social media, so follow everyone else.
Excellent, we will do. Where can we find you, Sir Ramalingam Swami? Where can the people find you?
Yes, you can find me every Tuesday at 6 p.m. UK time and 10:30 p.m. Indian time on the LK and Asadi show every Tuesday with a special guest. And this Sunday, 2 days from now at 6 p.m. UK time, I'm doing a show with David Riley Bustansky. It's called Creating Extreme Humor. David, come back over here.
Okay. Right, so here I am.
You saw a bunch of characters here, and both of us are going to play all those characters at the same time. 2 of us, multiple characters. It's going to be fucking mayhem. So check that show out. It's going to be insane, guys.
Okay, well, we're playing their characters.
We are playing completely original characters from
Right, okay. So next up, where can we find you? Jared.
Hey, you can find me either on Instagram at Sleppy Giuseppe, or I stream every Wednesday night on Twitch, Sleppy Giuseppe as well. At Wednesday nights, Western Australian time, so probably inconvenient for everyone else watching, but also you'll find me on Mafia most nights, or now I guess Extreme Revenge of the Ripper. Also follow all of these wonderful people on all of their social media platforms. They're fantastic.
Okay, thanks very much, Jared. So just very quickly, my name is David Postansky. You'll find me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at David Postansky. Check out the website, XStreamed.tv. And once again, I will play the trailer again for you at the end. But what I can promise you is that the Revenge of the Werewolf and Revenge of the Mafia saga is going to be very different when we come to Revenge of the Ripper. There's going to be a lot of things which are really going to test everyone's loyalty to each other and test if they can track down a killer without killing themselves first. So, with this from me, from everyone else, I would like to say thank you so much for tuning in. Smash that subscribe button on youtube.com/Extreme Improv. And from me, from everyone else, stay safe and always stay extremed. And watch out for rippers. Bye for now, people. Okay, and we are off